Hello everybody, it's Isaac from Dream Reality Studios, and we just finished our newest bus build. This is Bussy. It's a 2002 Ford 7.3 Powerstroke short bus, and this is a 4-window. It's about 18 feet long. We're gonna start with the exterior of the bus, and we'll go through that and show you what's going on, and then we'll take you inside, so stick around. Okay, so every one of our builds comes from the school district typically. This came from Arizona, so there's no rust, no mold. Body's completely good. And when we first get the buses from Arizona, I take them to a Powerstroke specialist up here in Oregon, and they're completely gone through before I even start the conversion process. So mechanically, the bus is dialed. Since the buses are from Arizona, the first thing we do is seal the whole body up. So we do paint. We have an elastomeric Henry's roof coating on the roof, and then we use a semi-gloss oil-based paint for the exterior, and we go through and we reseal all the windows, so the whole thing's all resealed up. We do a custom hand-wired system in all of our conversions, and on the roof we have 200 watts of Renogy solar, and then we have a 200 amp hour Renogy battery bank, lithium, underneath the bed with a 1000-watt inverter. And so your electrical system can charge 3 ways. It can charge off of the solar, it can charge off of the vehicle's alternator, because we have a DC to DC, and we have the shore power port right here. It just takes a regular extension cord, and your battery can charge from here as well. This is a diesel heater that has been installed into the bus, and you can just set a temperature and it'll keep it nice and toasty in there, and it all exhausts outside and just puts the heat into the cabin of the bus. Skoolie.com is an official sponsor of this bus, and they do make these flasher plates right here. So school buses obviously have flasher lights on the front and back of the bus, and they're kind of illegal and you can't use them once they're decommissioned. So I think it's a lot cleaner to take those out and then put those plates up there. Skoolie.com, they make a whole bunch of stuff too. They have roof brackets, flasher deletes, all kinds of stuff. I do have a discount if you guys want those. I'll put a discount code right here and in the description. They have all kinds of stuff if you're building the bus. That's pretty awesome. So flashers were deleted. See this right here? We took care of one of the hardest parts for you, and the bus has already been re-registered as an RV, so it's not a commercial vehicle anymore. That helps you out with insurance. We have a 15-gallon gray tank mounted underneath the bus, and this is a 12-volt release, so you don't even have to get out to release it. You can just hit a switch and that'll dump. But I always like to put in fail-safes, so if something happens to your electrical for whatever reason, we have a manual release right here, so you can still empty your tank. All of our buses also get brand new tires as soon as we get them from the school district, and brand new batteries. So brand new tires, brand new batteries, and gone through by a Powerstroke specialist before it even gets to my shop to be converted. I think that's probably it for the exterior. Oh, except for those LED front lights we put in there. Those make a big difference. Now let's go inside and I'll show you what's going on in there. All right, welcome to the inside of the bus. First thing we did is we put this little outdoor carpet stuff right here, just to give it a little swag, you know, give it a little spice. And then right when you come in the bus, we have some of our electrical. So we have a 110 outlet right here with a USB port, and we also have USB ports that are connected to the 12-volt. So we always like to use your 12-volt first because it's more efficient, and then we have the Lagoon mount office desk table thing here, and we have this outlet right here for when you want to charge your computer when you're doing some work. One of the cool things about the Lagoon table is it can be used as a desk in this area here, but can also swing around out of the way when you're in the living room area, and this is completely out of your way. Gives you another space. Also, if you're at events or anything like that, you kind of have like a table you could, you know, I don't know, I think it's just multi-function. So we really like the Lagoon mount table. It's the first time we've ever used one in a build. And I think that's it for the interior section here. Why don't you come in out of the cold and we'll show you what's going on inside. All right, so this is the front of the bus. We didn't do much with it because I kind of like having some of the original bus stuff. But one of the things that this bus had that a lot of the buses I've gotten in the past didn't have was it already had speakers throughout the cabin, but the stereo is pretty much worthless. So I decided to go ahead and put a stereo system. So we have a Kenwood Bluetooth deck down here so you can connect your phone to it. And then we put 4 Kenwood speakers in the cabin. And I am not a stereo installer, so I took this down to a shop and had this deck professionally installed. And it's the first time I've ever had a stereo system in a bus, and I gotta say, it makes it feel more like a car. One of the reasons I was really drawn to this bus specifically, this is a 4-window single wheel. It's about the size of a ProMaster van. I've come from bigger buses, and when you're driving them, it kind of feels like a bus, which I'm used to. It's awesome. But this drives just like a van. So imagine having a van with a semi-truck motor. This thing just rips. You can get in regular parking spaces. Like, you can drive downtown, no problem. It's not as wide. It's literally kind of the size of a ProMaster van. So it's people who may have been intimidated by vans or by buses. This is more like a van, but has a lot of the bus features, which we really like. So just want to let you guys know about that. The bus kind of tapers in right here a little bit, so we weren't sure what we were going to do with this space. So we have our kitchen over here, but we decided to put this one wall right here and put a closet dowel so you can have a little bit of hanging storage right here. And I didn't want to close this off because I want this seat to be able to come back and lean in. So that's why it's kind of an open design concept. I mean, you can get a decent amount of coats and sweaters and whatever in here. So that's kind of how we use this space, with just like a hanging dowel rod closet. All right, as we move over here, this is the kitchen, right? We have this sink right here that has, basically I really like this right here because this preserves the countertop space. This is like a little square sink right here, and it's pretty deep. I think it's like 18 by 18. We have the whale gusher faucet, the whale gusher foot pump, so it's just a foot pump, and it pumps your water. There's a lot of pros to having this type of system. It's very simple. Less things to go wrong, less connections, less leaks. And we have inside here, we have 2 6-gallon freshwater tanks. So a total of 12 fresh, and then the 15-gallon gray underneath. And we have a HEP valve to keep the stink from coming inside of here. And then we have our switch for our gray tank here. One of the pros of having a foot pump is it just uses way less water, way more efficient. Since we don't have a shower in here, I think 12 gallons is plenty for just brushing your teeth, washing your hands, cleaning dishes. That's all you really need it for. For cooking, we have this inset 2-burner stovetop that was sponsored by Referral. Like, we were originally going to put a big oven combo in here, but there just wasn't enough space. And we came across this unit from Referral. I love it. It takes no space. It's propane. I mean, it lights up. It's kind of fancy, so it self-ignites. And I do have a discount code for these guys as well, if you want to grab one of these. But one of the really cool features is you put this back down, and bam, you got your counter back. So dual function and maximizing use of space in here is a big deal. This is a SetPower 60-quart 12-volt chest fridge that, again, was sponsored from SetPower, and we'll have a discount code and all that stuff available as well. It does have temperature for both sides. We haven't tried to freeze anything in here, but supposedly it's going to be a fridge-freezer combination, which is really cool. Now, we set this, we made a little tray for the fridge to sit in, and these are locking sliders, and we also have casters underneath to help support the weight. And the cool thing about it is it will lock in place. So the fridge isn't going to slide out where you're driving. That is locked, and then you just click this to release it. Get whatever you need to get in and out of here. Push it in. You hear it lock. It's not going anywhere. We're just going to kind of go over the entire kitchen cabinet thing. So we have our monitoring system for our electrical. This is our monitor for that. Your inverter can be, which is all your 110 outlets, can be turned on or off here. We have lots of drawers, I think this will typically be for silverware. And then just 3 more drawers, and then the wheel wells down here, and this folds down, and you can just stuff stuff in there. These are the switches for all of our lights inside of the bus, and they are touch on and off, and then you touch again and they dim, so you can control the amount of light as well. Now this is, we put a light underneath the bed right here. This light is for the inside track on our roof, outside track of our roof, and then this is our underlighting, which is in the underneath the cab or the counter and underneath of the bench seat couch. And just so you know, they all dim. All these are on and off and all dim, so you can literally control every piece of the lighting inside of this bus. All right, moving up here, we have a 1-inch thick butcher block countertop. We went with a black to contrast the maple cabinet. And the reason I really like the 1-inch butcher block is because it's light. Like, one person can move this around, and just a big deal trying to cut weight where we can inside of here. Now up here we have more electrical. So we have another 110 outlet up here. So that way, if you're in the bed area, you can be on your laptop, charge it. If you're in the kitchen, you have some kind of kitchen thingy that needs 110 right here. Now we also have 12 volt USBs connected to the 12 volt if you want to charge your phone while you're in bed or whatever. So you have electrical stuff right here on the countertop. Let's talk about our overhead storage. We have the same on both sides. So we have open shelving above the kitchen cabinet, so you can just kind of see what's up there. Coffee, chips, whatever, and stuff doesn't just get thrown somewhere and you don't see it and it just lives there forever in the way. So we have open shelving over here and above the bench seat, and then where these are closed cabinets above the bed area, and we have them on both sides. And this is pretty much the closet. So the way we figure this is, if you have 2 people living in here, this could be his, over there could be hers. If there's only 1 person in here, between these 2 and the hanging, like, you've got plenty of storage for your clothes. Since this is a shorter bus, this is only 18 feet 4 window bus, we didn't go with a standard full-size mattress. A standard full-size mattress is 54 by 75. We ended up going with like an RV size mattress, which is a 3/4, and it's 48 by 75. It just made building the rest of this bus a lot more manageable by taking just 4 inches off of it. And it's not a custom size, it's just a rare size bed. And this is a really nice 6-inch mattress we put in here. And I'll put links in the description of everything we used in this bus. And yeah, we kind of wanted it to be open like this as well. So somebody could be chilling here and entertaining guests in the bench area. Just makes the bed a much more usable space being open like this. So this is a 3/4 size bed, 48 by 75, and it is comfy, if you wonder. Oh, I forgot to talk about the curtains. On the whole side of the bus, we just have curtains on a rod, right? And on the back, we like these to be a little bit better, so I use a snap button system, and it just unsnaps and drops like that. And then you could take the whole thing off, and then when you're done with it, or you get up in the morning and you want to, get it out of your way, you just snap it up. Under the bed is the garage area, and this door just opens up. And remember how I said there's a light in there? Look at that. I've never had that before. That makes it nice. And right now we're keeping our brand new toilet from Rec Pro in here. So it's just in this bag. Never been used. Brand new. Look at that. Boom. And then you can just zip it back up. Tuck it away in there. And our electrical system is back there on that side. And then we have our diesel tank for our heater tucked away back there as well. Everything's kind of hidden under the bed. I really like this system because it just leaves so much room to just stuff stuff in there. paddle boards, dirty clothes baskets, whatever you want. We also did put another lagoon mount, so we can move the table, the lagoon table, over to the bed area, and now you can use that table in the bed area or in the kitchen area if you just need more counter space. So this is the bench seat slash day bed, right? A lot of people do those couches that have the scissor systems that pull out. Most everybody that's ever made one of those tells you they hate it when they're off camera, myself included. I had one before. It was such a pain to use, I never used it. So I did not want to do that again. I decided to go with a daybed style. What that means is it's just fixed, right? So this is a little bit wider than a normal couch or than a normal seating area. We have these behind you to kind of take up the space, so it's still nice and comfortable. But the really cool thing is, now instead of pulling a whole bunch of stuff out, I can just throw that stuff out of the way, and I've got a 24-inch like cot for myself, or I got somebody hanging out, and it's big enough for somebody to sleep on without being too much effort. Because I had the couch system in one of my buses that pulled out. I never pulled it out. People just slept on the couch, and it made getting to the storage underneath a nightmare. So I love the daybed style system. Now, what that also does is it makes getting in here for storage way easier. So there's a lot of storage in this little bus. Underneath there, all the overheads, and this like huge trunk. And then I built this little shelf thing over the diesel heater so you can still stick stuff over that. And the diesel heater will keep this bus completely warm, no problem. And the control is just right here, and the vent for it is just right here. Do you guys see that underglow under that daybed bench seat? I kind of love it. First time I've ever done it, love it. Just gives it a vibe. But that's not why we're down here today. We're going to tell you about the flooring. So I used a vinyl plank flooring. It's waterproof, it's thin. I've used it in a lot of builds, and I just really like this stuff. So that's what we put down. It's just a vinyl plank flooring, and we did put construction glue underneath it just to help it keep it from shifting around on us. So that's what's on the floor. Over on this side, I know we mentioned it before, we have the same overhead storage we have on the other side. So we just got this open shelf here that you can just throw anything you want up there, knick-knack, paddywhacks, whatever. And then we have this other side again, closed cabinet. I figure for clothes, but you know, whoever buys this can do whatever they want with all this stuff. I know we talked about the curtains before. We have the curtains on the rods on the sides. We got the snap curtains in the back. Now, this section here is the same type of snap curtain system. So you just pull this and boom, that'll drop and cover the door. And then I keep the extra, or the curtain for up here, and this just snaps up like so. And this will cover your driver's area. Bam. And then when you're all done, we just pull this up, fold it all back up, and then we tuck it right back up there, out of the way. So we used two types of wood in this entire build. We use 1/2-inch birch, which is right here, and we use for accent pieces. And the rest of the wood is all pre-finished maple. Now, the ceiling is something I really love. It's called like a slat style ceiling. So we're going for kind of like a modern style in this build. And we basically created a gap that I knew would fit the tracks, because I wanted to do these LED tracks. And we just kind of started on the sides and then just went out. And this is just 3/4 inch thick, and this is held up with screws and construction glue, and then we did get black paint behind it so that it had that accent. But I love it. I just think it just gives the whole bus a look. So I'm really proud of this bus and this build and the style. We tried a lot of new things in here, and I think it turned out great, and I'm excited to kind of use some of the things we learned in this bus and new buses in the future. Okay, that's it. That is the tour of this entire build. And just to recap, this is a 2002 7.3 Powerstroke short bus. This is a 4-window single wheel, about the size of a ProMaster van. And we just completed this build. It's a brand new conversion, and this bus will be available for sale within the next couple of weeks, and the link will be in the description below when it does become available. We're gonna take it out on like a little 2-week trip and kind of just iron out any kinks, figure anything out, if anything needs to be changed. So this bus will be available in the next couple of weeks. If you're interested, just kind of keep an eye on it. And thanks for checking out this video and seeing the new build from our shop. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing, because all we do is build buses and do bus life adventures. Thanks for hanging out with us, and this is Isaac signing out. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.